Welcome to another episode of Behind the Dreamers. I'm Jennifer Loading, and we are talking to the achievers, the creators, the magic makers, and the dreamers. These are our friends, these are your friends, and they are living the extraordinary. Well, I am super excited about our guest because we're in studio, and she's here today, which makes this always so much fun. She specializes in helping individuals and their families understand and overcome allergies and food sensitivities so they can control their symptoms, feel better, and live happy, healthy lives. So anybody that knows me knows she's speaking my language. But why is she passionate? Because she was her first client. So we're going to be talking to her in just a few minutes. But at first, I have got to do a shout out to our sponsors because we cannot not do that, right? All right, so today's episode is brought to you by Walt Mills Photography. If you are a creator needing post-production, consultation, or promotion, Walt Mills is your guy. Whether short films, YouTube films, production, photography work, or a new headshot, he can help you find a solution to match your needs. To learn more about Walt and his work, go to photosbywalt.com. We also want to give a shout out to Chris Clow of Upbeat Media Productions. If you are in need of turnkey special event production, Chloe is your go-to. You can learn more about him and his work at upbeatmediapro.com. Thank you, Chloe, for all that fun.
Absolutely.
We always have to have a little fun when we're in studio. So excited to welcome our guest today. Sarah Clark has been in the field of holistic health for more than 15 years and says she's passionate about helping people support whole body health through natural means. She believes that empowering individuals with the knowledge and ability to promote wellness should start at home and that natural practices should be accessible to everyone. Sarah's PhD is in natural medicine with a focus on orthomolecular medicine and herbalism, and she is a licensed and board certified holistic health practitioner. Her dissertation on dietary counseling, orthomolecular nutrition, and anti-inflammatory means to effectively support whole body health is the foundation on which she is building her health and wellness practice. That's a hard word.
All the big words. You did a good job.
I know. Those were big. That was a big word. There were two of them in there, weren't they? It's like, let me make sure I'm saying that right. So welcome to the show, Sarah. We're super excited to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, so we got to get this started because I don't even know where to begin. You just got all kinds of greatness going on here, but I guess let's take it back because I mentioned in the beginning that you were your own client. So obviously you have a story here, and I think this is what happens with all of us when we start kind of traveling. Now, I am nowhere near where you are in this, but I think we all have stories, right, that kind of lead us into investigating and kind of moving into that path. So talk to us a little bit about that.
We do. So I was a little slow when it came to uncovering really what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't take the hints. So I got in a car accident, which, I mean, all of us do, and injured my lower back. And the only relief that I found, keep in mind, this is in like the late 1990s, early 2000s, so a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. But, natural medicine really wasn't a thing. It was like, woo-woo, new age, like mumbo jumbo. But I found this amazing holistic practitioner in DC who helped treat my back pain naturally. And I was like, well, this is amazing because I didn't want to be, stuck on the painkiller treadmill for the rest of my life. Fast forward to just really not feeling great. Like my first job out of college was with a health and wellness company who was a little ahead of their time, but it really made sense to me. And when I quit my sales job because I was not really a good salesperson, I just moved back to DC and like, what am I gonna do? And I was like, health and wellness makes a lot of sense to me. And I'd had this great experience with this amazing lady in DC, and I was like, and that's what I want to do. But again, like back then, it wasn't easy to find. It's not like you could go online and take a class. There wasn't, there weren't universities offering this. So I really started cobbling together my own program. And then I studied Reiki. I studied, East and West and everything in between, like, nutrition, and really, really loved it. But got a little waylaid, fell in love, got married, moved to India, continued my studies, but really just kind of like, again, took a sidestep. I wasn't getting the picture here. Like, look, here's this amazing journey for you to go on. And I was like, I was really myopic. Had our second son. And it turns out he had an immune deficiency. Really, long story short, he had an immune deficiency. And at 18 months, his doctor looked at him and he's like, you're going to need to come up with a plan B. Like, your son cannot be on antibiotics forever. And there's going to come a time in the not too distant future they're not going to work. And I'm, like, so I was terrified. So
Yeah.
I really started to dig in, and just as a mom, just research, like, what can I do? What can I use? When Western medicine.
It's like the orthomolecular.
Exactly. It wasn't coming out.
Almost could be a tongue twister, right?
Wasn't going to work for me. And that really started me on my journey. Luckily, I was in one of the most amazing places in the world, DC. I had all the universities and Library of Congress and everything. Because again, I'm a little old school. I wasn't going on to Google. It was still kind of dial up. But yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So that really kind of started me on my journey. And it was just a slippery slope from there. And then, people would hear my story and reach out to me and like, my son has digestive issues, or my son has an immune deficiency. Like, what can I do? And at that point, I figured, I might as well try to, again, like, cobble together some sort of like respectable profession and really credentials, so that people would, take me seriously and wouldn't be like, oh, I've been asked, is that witchcraft? Is that like, woo woo? I'm like, no, it's nutrition. It's food as medicine. So, so ended up getting my PhD and
wow.
Yeah.
I like that you said that food is medicine. Well, and you're right, I think, on so many respects with this, because there is a lot of people don't really understand the connection between food and the body. I mean, they think of it as, oh, we eat, but they don't really understand, other than it makes you overweight or not overweight, beyond that, like the inflammation and all the other pieces that go into that.
Yeah.
And you're right. I think, like, when you have something happen that forces you to go, I mean, it's like we were talking in the previous show, like when you get kind of sort of pinned against the wall. It happened to be in business. This is in health, right? When you get pinned against a wall, and then you have to look at another way of doing something, because you realize the current path you're on, you can't continue.
Yes.
It's going to run its course, and
Yes.
what are you going to do beyond that? So I think you hit on something there. It's good stuff. I'm like processing all this, because I'm like, I remember going through this journey when I was doing my stuff. But even before that, when my daughter, my oldest is now 26 and married, when she was in her middle school, I want to say 8th grade, she developed some kind of digestive disorder. And this was back at the time when gluten really wasn't a talked about conversation. And, because you've gone through this, even like we were talking about keto and all that, these were conversations that nobody was really having. And I remember at that time, we were being in and out of the GI doctor with her, and they put her on Bentyl, and they didn't know what to do. I mean, I was picking her up from school almost every week with severe stomach cramps. She couldn't hold any food down. They were going and testing her. They couldn't find anything. And we ended up, what happened was I, at some point, started thinking this has got to be some kind of food problem. And so I started doing elimination diet on my own. I started doing it with her on my own, and slowly we pulled the gluten out. And it was crazy, because we would go into restaurants, like going to Chili's, for instance, and say, I want a salad. They'd bring the salad. There'd be croutons on the salad. Yes. And I'm like, you clearly don't know now people know much more about gluten, right? But it ended up, she got better. And I don't know, I don't know if she's doing it now, but she got better. And I don't know if she just got like a digestive issue. And like we talked about the protein, somewhere the body was rejecting the gluten in her body, because once we took her off of that, it was a little while, but she started healing again and was able to eat her food again and get back to being, Kara, being normal again. But that was a journey. I mean, it was hard. And doctors, I would go in and I would talk to a pediatrician, and they'd be like, if we get her tested, if they don't have celiac, they can't have a gluten intolerance or anything. If they don't have something that's written on a blood test and it comes back specifically saying you have this, you can't have an intolerance. You have to be completely allergic to it, And so,
yes,
I'm sure you get a lot of that in your practice.
I do. We, it's amazing, because the body reacts to foods that, cause digestive upset in 3 different ways. So you touched on the first one, which is a food allergy. And most people are really familiar with that, because, and they go straight to an anaphylactic response. It could be, eggs or shrimp or peanuts. And so that's very much like a type A immune response. But then you can also have a food sensitivity, which is also an immune response, but your body recognizes it as a threat, but it's not so immediate, and it's definitely not, it's not as dire. But, it could take anywhere from 1 hour to 8 hours to really make you sick. And then there are food intolerances. Now, those are a lot harder to pinpoint, and it's a lot of food journaling, and it is a lot of, an elimination diet just to figure out, if you feel better. But like the biggest question I get is like, how long until I'm going to feel better? And like the answer is like, truly, I don't know. Like, this didn't happen immediately, and there's no pill I can give you, because we need the body to, to heal and to get back to balance, get back to homeostasis. And, but yeah, like addressing all three of those, it can make such a difference. And not only like how you feel, but like how children perform academically in school and in sports and just really in life. So yeah, I do. I do get passionate.
Yeah, and that's a good point too, because I feel like that's the same question we get in coaching. When people say like, how long is it going to take me to master this? And really, we don't know. It's how you come to the table and what you decide to do with the tools that you're given when you walk away. But I'm a big believer that, and I've said this, and we said it in the previous show, that how you show up in one area of your life is how you really show up in all areas. And your health is really, it's not even all of it. It's a manifestation of a lot of things. So you're kind of touching upon that. You got a lot of factors going into place. You talked about environmental, but you've also got, your sleep habits, and you've got stress habits, and you've got even, I pin it down to even to the type of people that you're hanging around. Like, who are the influences that are living either in your life every day, and are they adding stress? Or are they adding value, And so there's a lot of pieces that go to this. So you're right. There is no, I can give you this. It's going to take 6 months to do this. I can tell you you'll probably be recovering. I don't know to what degree, hopefully, right? We hope that you're improving, but to what degree, we don't really know. So I like that, because I think it's being honest, right? It's being forward.
It is. And I'm so glad you said sleep, because so not only like what you eat obviously is incredibly important, but just when you sleep, when people are familiar with like REM and like non-REM sleep, but when you slip into non-REM sleep, that's when your body heals. And it's when the intestines, they help the body with like hormones and the stress hormone and like brain function and emotion. There's so many things that go into that recovery time. People and humans are literally the only creatures in the world that actively put off sleep. And I do it too. I'm like, if I could do one more load of dishes or one more load of laundry, or I could just write a couple more things. And we never get the chance to make up that sleep, because your body doesn't have the chance to heal. And so I didn't understand years ago when like you never you can never make up sleep. You can never stockpile sleep. And it's true. And sleep is such a huge factor. And it's one of the first things I'll ask you if you sit down next to me, like, so how are you sleeping?
Yeah, tell me about your sleeping.
Exactly.
It is important. I agree with you. And you're so right. It's making me think right now, and this is funny because I talk about exercise like this. Like, what animal doesn't really, like, if you think about your dogs right now, like, my dogs wake up every morning and they want to walk every single day. There's never a day they get up and they go, don't feel like it today. Didn't sleep enough last night. Yep. But we as humans, well, now we're going to get out of the reptilian brain that we talked about in the previous podcast. The other part of our brain goes, I don't want to do that. Reptilian brain wants to. The other part says, no, I don't feel like doing that today. I'm tired. It's like we rationalize other things to take away from the things we really need to be doing to heal our bodies and make ourselves be better.
Yes, because our body is telling us our body's telling us we're tired. Yeah, it's time to go to sleep, and we're like, no.
We're like, I got goals to meet. I don't have time to sleep today. Right, that's the goal side of us. The driven side of us says, you got stuff to do. And I'm the same way. I get up at the same time every morning. I'm up at 5 a.m. every single morning. Bedtime, I try. I don't do a full 8 hours because I never have enough time to do it. I say I never have enough time to do it. Yep. But it's like, because I would be like, I got one more load of dishes to do. I've got one more video I need to watch for this program I'm doing, or I need to plan my day tomorrow.
There's always something.
That's with my industry. It's like I don't feel like I've ever gotten a good night's sleep.
Oh yeah,
because there's some shows where I'm working literally 36 hours straight.
Yeah.
And then there's times where, like, for instance, this morning I had to be at Globe Life at 8 a.m., came straight here, and I got to go back out there at 10 o'clock tonight, which I'll probably be there till midnight. Then I got to go back to the shop.
He's lacking sleep. Sarah's like, I don't want to hear
this. I know. You're making me twitch.
And then I'm stressing. And then I got to load stuff into my personal truck, come home, get enough sleep, and then get up to drive back out to Louisville by like 9. And it just... It's like constant going, and my brain just was like, you're used to it. Yeah. And my body goes, no, you're not.
No. Yeah, it catches up with you eventually. It's like I had a mastermind I was in this past weekend, started Thursday night, went through Saturday, and we were on Dubai time. So my 8 o'clock was there 5 a.m. So I went from 8 to midnight the first night, which going to bed at midnight and getting up at 5 in the morning, not recommended. I was back up at 4 the next morning, so I had like 3 hours of sleep. Didn't sleep very well because I drank green tea, right, to help myself stay up. So then I was up.
Caffeine.
Got up, went back and stayed in there till like noon that day, and I was like nodding off, took a nap, and we'd do that same pattern again. By Sunday, I felt like I had freaking jet lag. I was like, oh my gosh. But then I didn't want to, like, I don't want to sleep in because I don't like to mess my sleep routine, because to me that's worse than just trying to go to bed a little earlier and make sure I just get up, So doing better now. But I agree with you on that sleep thing. It's important.
It is important.
Yeah, crazy. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so let's talk about this, because you got all this stuff. I mean, we could be here forever talking about that, but we got to talk about other things too, because that's important on this podcast. I want to talk about going into this entrepreneur space, because you kind of talked about moving into that. So maybe what do you feel like was like maybe the biggest challenge moving into this, starting this business and kind of just going on your own?
Really kind of carving my own path. And there were so many different times that I was like, I'm exhausted. Why do I feel the need to just keep like moving forward, keep stepping forward? But I really, really, really wanted just to share my journey so other people didn't have to go through, all of the dead ends and all of the challenges that I did, just to make sure that their kids live like a happy, healthy life. And when we moved here to Dallas, I was like, again, seriously, I've got to start over. This is, maybe this is the time when I give up. And then I happened into Dr. Allison Henderson's office because I got a referral for a pediatrician, and like the heavens opened and the angels sang. Like, she is amazing. Not only is she incredibly holistic minded, but she's also just really, really supportive of whole body health. And when I graduated with my PhD, she's like, why don't you come and work with us? And that has really just moved from just having my own practice to actually creating the Family Wellness Center of Dallas, where we can not only help the pediatric side, but the entire family. Because we can say, okay, great, you need to take gluten out of your diet, but if 4 of the people at the table are eating gluten, there's no way that's going to happen. So just really taking a holistic approach to better family wellness, and see how that looks, and make that a reality.
I like it. Well, and I think that it's almost the difference, when you find, like, those are your people. I say those are our people, right? When you find them, because I feel like when you have those conversations with people that just don't really, they either don't want to hear that or they just don't get it, it's almost like hard to have those conversations. You know what I mean? So you have to find your people. But I'm almost fascinated by this stuff, because I understand the value in, I would say food is like the gasoline you put in your car, and the thing about a car. I use that analogy all the time. Yeah. The thing about your car, and I talk about this, I actually had this conversation with I don't know who it was, I think it was my mom, when I was talking about that sphincterotomy, because she's like, well, I thought that healed you. And I'm like, no, I'm not a car. You can't just replace the belt. Like, it's broken, it's broken. And once it's broken, now you have a snip inside your body where they've actually cut a piece of something out. It's not working the way it did before. They're just trying to now make it where you can function, and so the food is so important, because it, you put bad gas in the car, and the good thing about a car, at least you can replace parts of it. You ain't replacing parts in the body, right? No. Like, pancreas goes bad, it's bad. Gallbladder goes bad, it's bad, Well,
I'd like to touch on one of the things you said about when one person has something but everyone else isn't eating it. That's hard for me. So pre-getting married, I was alone for years, so it was easier for me to, hey, I don't want any sugar in the house. I don't want this in the house. I'm going to eat this way. And I did. I went from 387 pounds down to 268, and I'm back up to like 295. And I blame COVID, but, I can't blame COVID. It's my... And the thing is
we're past COVID.
Right? And Teresa makes perfectly good sense. She's like, well, I crave this every once in a while. Scotty craves this every once in a while. And I try to explain to her, I was like, I crave it all of the time. Yep. So when I see it, I'm going to eat it.
Yeah. Like,
it's not, cookie. So if there's a way to hide it from me, don't let me know it's in the house, don't eat it in front of me. But I can't ask that, because that's an odd ask. but it's difficult for me because it's hard for me. And keto was great for me.
Yeah.
I felt better than I've ever felt in my entire life. So it's hard though when you have other people around you that are, like you said, doing that, and you're like, oh, I really want to eat all that rice and pasta, but I can't. So I don't use it. It's difficult. It's really a struggle, big time.
It is. And like I'll sit down across from, a teenager and they'll look at me and they're like, are you going to tell me I can't ever have sugar again? And as much as I would love to say that is absolutely your best choice,
Right. You're realistic.
Be realistic. No,
Yeah.
because we need to find a way to just make small changes, systematically make small changes to get you to a place where you feel better. Like if that's okay, let's find a way to make that cake that you can eat it, whether it's like gluten-free flour, whether it's like, monk fruit for sweetener, or whether it's honey. Let's just find a way to make healthier choices to get you closer to where you want to be. Right. I can't, like, even with my own children, like I have a son who's allergic to red food coloring. Talk about something that is hard to figure out, and it's in everything. Right? Like you can't tell. So school, right? Candy is a reward for everything. People bring like Frosties and cupcakes and M&Ms and Twizzlers, and he's old enough now that he knows, but even that is a challenge, and he he gets in trouble if he eats red. It's like the Tasmanian devil meets like cowboy, and he knows it's coming on, but like it's not pretty. It's not pretty. But like small, like just such a small thing can make such a huge difference. And so you have to find a substitute. You have to find a happy middle.
Yeah.
That gets into that whole like the brain thing, because when you were talking about those small changes, because that's the part that I work with people on, is how to adopt those small changes, like the people that give them, because it takes really, the reason that we struggle with that so much is because however we grew up in those first X number of years of our lives are sort of cemented in there. And the problem with that is later on down, like in order to unconsciously release something, it takes like 2 to 5 years of changing to get to a place where you no longer think about it, right? Like, so I always use exercising for me as an example, because I didn't really grow up playing sports and exercising. My mom did it, but it wasn't like kind of this staple in our house. But I started teaching aerobics I started doing aerobics, but I started teaching right after my oldest daughter was born, and I did that for 7 years. So I got to a place where it just sort of started becoming part of me. But it wasn't until when I was diagnosed with my nerve condition that I used it as a tool to help me get through the pain. And I did it every single day, and that's why I started running. And so now I don't even really think about, like, how you talk about the sugar and stuff? Like, I don't really even negotiate that conversation anymore. Like, I don't really even crave sugar anymore. I used to, like, every day, like, I needed it all day long, And now I'm at a place where it's not really a weapon for me anymore. And so that's why when you're talking about those small changes, it's because it takes a long time for us to condition.
I remember even, like, because I love queso and I love salsa and I love it, and you can't use chips. So, I used to take celery with me everywhere, and I would just celery and queso and celery, and I could do it and everything. I was like, all right, this is something I can do. Yeah. And I still get the crunch. I still get the taste I want.
Get the cheese.
Yeah. So,
I am one sucker though for chips and salsa.
Yeah,
that's my guilty pleasure. I love, and we go every Friday night to get chips and salsa.
Have you watched the show Only Murders in the Building?
Yes.
How Martin Short just loves dips.
Oh, dips.
Yes.
Dips.
Hummus.
I like dips too. I just love chips. I'm like, I don't need anything. Just bring me all the chips and all the salsa, please, and I'm in heaven. It's all good.
So COVID, I was craving that crunch, and I actually lost my taste and smell during COVID. And so Takis, I can feel them when I eat them. And we had all this hummus. Takis and hummus. It sounds off. It's really
I can see my kids doing that. They both like Takis and they like hummus.
Yes.
I can totally see them doing
it's
that.
Good.
Interesting.
It's good.
Good stuff. That's a lot of good information. I like it. Good stuff. We just learned about Takis and hummus. Learn something new every time we do the podcast.
Takis beer.
Yeah.
Is there really Takis beer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like the micheladas, so it's the hot Takis with beer. I don't know how they do it, but I saw it and I was like, ooh, that sounds really good.
Ooh. Have to well, there we go.
Look, we got totally off track.
Sorry,
I'm
we
talking
did.
to the bear.
All the way.
Hey,
All the way
listen,
over
this is like a people podcast. You know, we can do anything goes on here. Maybe we could just rename it like Potpourri Podcast or something. You know, like whatever happens on this show. It's all good. We learned good. We're talking about healthy foods, and then we got on to beer and talkies.
Beer and talkies.
Hey.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. I had a question. I totally lost it in there for a minute. So, but Sarah, you are doing awesome stuff, Sarah. So, what kind of? You're seeing all age ranges, right? Little people, big people, all kinds of people.
We do.
Awesome.
We do.
Very cool.
Yeah, because I'll sit down with a kiddo, and then the mom will be like, "Well, I have a question. Do you
Yeah.
you see moms too?" And again, sometimes I'm a little slow on the uptake. It was, after the 10, 20 moms, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love to help you too.
Awesome. What have you learned in this journey about yourself going through all this?
So, what have I learned about myself? To trust the journey. Like it was tough for a really long time, but I finally I didn't give it up, but I just kind of like turned it over. I'm like, I will be where I am supposed to be when I am supposed to be there. So just trust in that. And see, look, I get accused of being woo-woo. That's a little woo-woo.
I like it. No, and that's exactly what I talk about. I mean, I think that things happen for the reason that they happen. I don't believe in luck. I think you put yourself in the right place, and you do have to trust the process, because so many people get hung up on everything has to be like this pattern. And here's what I always say. I have a mentor, and this is one of the biggest things I learned. There is nothing linear in life. The only thing linear is that we're going to die. Yep. There's nothing linear about life. The weather's not even linear. Nothing is linear. And when you recognize this, I mean, think about this. When you recognize this and you take that into your own journey, then you can really sit back and reflect and go, okay, as sucky as that may have been, it needed to be there for a reason.
Exactly.
And that's what I always say about my stuff. I mean, I'm like, I always look back and I go, are these things that I wish didn't happen? Well, yes and no. I mean, it sucked that they had to happen, but that's what got me where I am today.
Exactly.
And so I think it's all good. I think being woo is fun sometimes. We came up with a fun word in the last show. You can be pixie dust every once in a while, I like pixie dust. Was that what I said? Pixie dust or fairy dust or something? I like it, We can't be pragmatic all the time, right?
No, that's not fun.
It's all good, Sarah. All right, this has been fun. I think we can sit here for a while. I think we need to.
Seriously, we could have.
I know we need to do
2 hour.
Let's do some more fun questions. I think let's go to the fun. We always do these rapid fire. Okay, hence there's supposed to be rapid fire. We need a new name for rapid fire because they're never rapid.
Just fun questions.
Yeah, okay. They're fun questions. Not that we're not having fun now, but they're fun questions. You got something you want to start with, or you want me to start?
Oh.
Let's
okay,
see.
and I just answer with the first thing that comes to mind.
You can do whatever you want.
I can do the rapid fire. Bring it on.
She's like,
first concert.
My very first concerts, it was either Jan and Dean or Beach Boys.
Ooh.
Okay. I like both of those.
Yeah, Beach Boys. I'll start singing. Very cool. Okay, you're going to love this one. Favorite guilty pleasure food?
Favorite guilty pleasure food is either chocolates or, I'm sad to say, it's soda. I love Coca-Cola, and I don't have any vices, but Coca-Cola is a vice.
Really? That's so funny. I have not had one, but when I used to run, because I would do a lot of trail races. See, this is where we get off the rapid fire. When I used to do trail races, I would because they would have aid stations. They're different than like road races because they'd have a lot. And their aid stations actually had food. It wasn't just like drinks, but so they would have like Mountain Dew or like Dr. And I would always come to one of those tables and I'd want Dr. Peppers. So I never drink Dr. Peppers, but when I'd run, I'd be like, I need that crispy.
Yep. I love the effervescence of the bubbles.
Zevia.
I do buy Zevia. I do drink Zevia.
I drink that too.
I do drink it.
Cream soda's my favorite.
That's my favorite too. No. That's my favorite.
That's the green can, right?
Nope.
Or is it the brown
it's
can?
Yellow.
Gold
It's like
gold
can.
can.
Yellow. Yes,
Okay.
it is so good. Yes. You could probably pour that over like healthy, like get you some keto ice cream. Pour it over ice cream. Make a float.
So I have tried keto ice cream. It is.
It's not
even remote. It's like
which one you need to get.
Cardboard.
There's one brand that's pretty good. Don't do Halo Top. I don't like Halo Top.
Yeah, it's awful.
Halo Tops. I know people like it. I'm like, I did buy some the other day. I was at Tom Thumb and I bought some, and it was supposed to be like chocolate chip cookie dough. And I go to it's lactose free, no sugar. I open it up and I'm like, I think I just need some ice cream. I can't even taste it. It tastes like paper. There's nothing there. But there is a brand that I like, and I'm drawing a blank on which one. They have it at Sprouts. I'm forgetting the name of it. It is actually pretty good. Their cookies and cream is really good. They got a cup. I did a whole video on it with my friend one day. We were test tasting them all.
So, I mean, I'm one of those guys, if I go down any aisle, peanut butter, anything,
They have a peanut butter.
I love peanut butter.
Crunchy or smooth?
Both. I will take both.
Crunchy.
I will take peanut butter. I will take peanut butter any way I can get it. And like we were walking down the aisle the other day, and Teresa started laughing at me because I won't even be looking at it. The corner of my eye will be able to see peanut butter. I'm like,
peanut butter.
There's a new Ben and there's a new Ben and Jerry's peanut butter. It's all peanut butter. And she's like, you still have diabetes. I was like, yeah, I don't even care right now. It's peanut butter.
I'm going to find you that ice cream, the brand. I know it's at Sprouts. I used to buy it all the time, and for whatever reason, I can't think of the name, but it is better than Halo Top, and it actually does taste kind of like ice cream. It's pretty good.
Kind of like.
I mean,
like
it's not going to.
Such a good
It's
sales
not going to be
person.
like it's not going to be like a Bluebell,
really
but it does. It tastes better than Halo Top, and it doesn't taste like paper.
There you
know,
go.
and that's a good.
That's good.
Right?
Yeah. As long as my ice cream doesn't taste like paper, I'm happy.
Exactly. All right. Well, I got you. You have another question? Because I'm going to ask her one more. I got him laughing now. This could be the best podcast we did. No seriousness at all. All right, so I know you just got back from Liberia.
Liberia.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to ask you this question then. Maybe favorite travel destination.
Ooh, favorite travel destination actually is here in the U.S. And
That's cool.
Of all the continents and all the countries, India is lovely. New Zealand, fantastic. But if my happy place was Sanibel Island, Florida, and it just got wiped off the map.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know when I'm gonna get to go back to my happy place.
My son's actually in Florida right now in Jacksonville, so I guess that side they were okay over there. But yeah, it was kind of a sad thing going on there. So
it is. So if you ever get the chance,
check it
Sanibel
out. Yeah.
Island, yes.
Okay. I like Florida. I do like Florida.
One more time.
Sanibel Island,
Sanibel
Florida.
Island.
Yeah. I like Florida. I haven't been there, but I do like Florida.
Oh, second
Very cool.
probably, since I was kind of a Debbie Downer. The second would sorry, I just really.
It's okay. It's all good.
Probably Galway, Ireland.
Oh, she's been some cool places. Definitely. Cool.
Yeah, yes.
Very cool.
Kind of a gypsy.
You are a little bit. I like it though.
Yeah,
I like
it's
it.
fun.
I lucked out and was able to live everywhere. So I mean, not everywhere, but I lived Singapore, Australia, Japan.
Yeah, you've been cool
all
places
kinds
too.
of- Yeah, and
Australia's fun.
off the
Nice.
coast of Malaysia, there's an island called Tioman Island.
Yes, I've heard of it.
Oh my God, it's so pretty. I mean, literally, you can.
Do that again.
Yes, you can literally see like the sea floor. That's how
it's
clear
awesome.
the water
It's
is,
awesome.
and it's awesome. It's just awesome.
It's awesome. Very cool. Well, this has been fun. This has been a great episode. I'm excited. It's been fun today.
Yes,
we
thank
were a
you
little
for having
lighthearted.
me.
No
It
seriousness
was
today.
a lot of fun. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, Sarah, if our audience wants to learn a little bit more about what you're doing, what you've got going on, where do we want to send them?
You can check us out on Facebook. It's Dr. Sarah Evie Clark. TheWellnessMomma.com is where you can find me online. Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I have a bunch of little mindfulness
I'm gonna
minutes.
find you.
Just you're gonna find me.
I'm going to find you.
It's just trying to share as much information as possible in a fun way because I like to
the
have fun.
Wellness Mama. I think that's great.
And just for everyone watching, Jennifer's tongue is working today. It's just having some trouble.
It's having trouble today. Maybe I didn't get any chocolate today. I don't know.
When Brianna would always bring her little bag of treats.
Oh, I know. She brings us treats all the time. I didn't bring any treats. I just got my Gatorade today. No, my no sugar Gatorade today. No, this has been fun. So we do, of course, want to say to our audience, if you enjoy our podcast, please be sure you give us a rating on both iTunes and Facebook. We can't do this without you. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We want to leave you with a final thought. In order to live the extraordinary, you must start, and every start begins with a decision. You guys take care, be safe, and be kind to one another. We will see you next time.